Hey guys, what's going on? It's Intuitive 717 here. Just here to do the live readings. I want to thank those of you for connecting with me over on Hipsy. I see some of you in the chat already. Hi, Deanna. Hey, Bethany. We have Divine Healing 444. Welcome, guys. All right, I am going to dive right into it. And what I'll do, guys, is I do see, Bethany, that you do have a question. So if I have some time at the end, I will definitely go ahead and get to some of the comments there in the feed. Okay, guys? All right, so I'm going to jump over to Hipsy first. And you know what? Maybe I'll just give it a minute or so because I want to give you guys a chance to get in here. Those of you who have gone over to Hipsy and you have submitted a request. Okay, so in the meantime, I'm going to check in here. We have Iris. And Iris, I did read through your message, quite quite a bit, like quite a good few times. And I know what a relief it is to express how it is you feel to your twin. And it seems as though you've done that in a letter. Now, you know that they're in an unhappy marriage and that, they've been coy with their feelings. They've kind of sidestepped around the connection with you. And I feel like at this point, you're experiencing that. You feel more empowered. Now, you also, I feel like what's happening is like you're experiencing mirroring as well, because you may very well know that just based on how you were feeling prior to your own divorce, just what that journey feels like. And what I'm picking up on for you as well, Iris, is like, I feel that your twin understands and they know a lot of what you've expressed in your letter because it's mirroring. They oftentimes feel that way as well. And you can sense that a lot of what goes on in the marriage may also reflect things that you have also experienced in your own, which is why it is we do have an inner knowing. But I can tell you as well from experience that it is somewhat of a journey that your twin has to go through and recognize for themselves. Because there's no amount of clarity that we can give them, although we may have experience in our own marriages and our own relationships. Oftentimes, our twin has to really walk that path. They have to be the ones to come to terms with their feelings in their own relationship. So I could definitely sense the amount of relief that you feel now that you've said your piece, but I also feel you now putting it into their hands, like do what you will with the information. So I'm going to check in because I know one of your questions was what's going on in the connection now. Universe, please provide clarity for Iris on her journey. What is the current energy? Okay, so we have wish fulfillment. So part of you expressing a lot of your feelings, and because it was a lengthy letter, I can tell that you really went in depth. And something that stands out with wish fulfillment is being loved in the way that you love your twin. It does highlight aspects of the unhappy marriage as well. But again, I do see that wish fulfillment has to come from them. It has to come from them wanting to seek that. And I feel like the current energy is that you've opened up their eyes to what a loving relationship would look like or what would feel like. And oftentimes when many of us step on the journey, those things are highlighted. Authenticity, what it is we really desire, what it is we really want. And oftentimes we don't know what that is until it comes into our life. And I feel, Iris, by coming into your twin's life and expressing yourself the way that you have, something about them and their marriage, they've never had that person express the amount of love or the level of love that you have in that letter. So I feel like at this time, it's filling the air with a sense of wish fulfillment. That is what I want. But again, what you want and what you're taking action towards are two very different things. So I do foresee space in the connection coming up right now for them to really move through this cycle. If you've expressed how you feel, I do sense separation coming up, but it's really for the best at this time. Okay, what is their feelings for you? You wanted to know in the 5D, okay? So this is on a spiritual level. Okay, so we have honeymoon. Enjoy the bliss of holiday time together. So this could be very significant with the fall coming up. It could be significant with Christmas time coming up, where you might start to see some of the changes that you're already feeling in the spiritual. So I can already tell that based on the mirroring, some of the things that you went through just prior to your own divorce, you can see aspects of that coming through. But I feel like it's not going to happen until you create space. So you've expressed how you feel and sort of leave it at that, because a lot of the times when they're in a marriage and then there's your twin and then there's you, that marriage will never dissolve as long as your energy is feeding the connection. They'll always experience fears. They'll always experience just having their cake and eating it too. That divorce won't dissolve if you're there in the connection with the both of them. So I feel like by you expressing your piece and now completely focusing in on your energy around the holiday time, I would see that you could start seeing changes. But I'm really getting heavily like this all. It's kind of depending on the space that you're able to give this. Can we get one more card on clarification in terms of the feelings felt on a spiritual level with everything going through since they've read the letter? Okay, so we have make the effort. Great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take. Okay, and keyword I feel is like being the steps take the steps you're guided to take. Okay, so make the effort could be significant in terms of authenticity, standing up for what it is you want. Your letter expresses great love, wish fulfillment. But again, it's going to be up to your twin to decide and differentiate between what it is they really want in this lifetime. Okay. So I feel like, that kind of gives us an idea of what they're dealing with in the current moment. Okay. So if you're asking how it is they feel, it is pushing them to really decide what's important right now. And, when we're dealing with marriage, and you yourself, Iris, might understand there's a lot of complexity. Like sometimes, yes, another relationship might seem like wish fulfillment, but there's so many obligations that exist within that current marriage. So I feel like it's all about standing up for themselves, standing up for what it is they want. You've already done that. So I feel like at this point, you're in that energy of putting it on the table for them to do the same. Okay, what's happening currently in the physical with them? Okay, this could be in like their marriage. It could be just in the connection with you. What are they currently learning? What's currently going on? Okay, so we have facade and beliefs. So taking a good look at themselves. I think this energy actually came out in the last reading that I did. We also have higher self activation, and we have ancestor guides. And I feel like this is more of your energy here that's coming through as they go through this transformation and change. So as you give yourself distance and space from this after expressing your piece, I feel like you yourself said it. You feel so much more relieved. You feel happier. You feel at peace. I feel like this is butterflies that you're feeling with the nauseous feeling as well. But it's this feeling of wish fulfillment, like the butterflies and the nervous feeling that you're getting is most likely you're picking up on their energy of like, wow, it's incredible to be loved in this way. I've never experienced love in this way before. But it really does get you to question the current relationship that you're in and what have you been doing all of this time. So give them space to sort that out. And in the meantime, I feel like ancestor guides alchemy is just really focusing in on yourself, trusting your intuition at this time. The more you trust your intuition and what's happening on the 5D and trusting that they're making the effort. I mean, you've done the mirroring where you've made the effort to take great steps towards love. And even if it's not towards your twin, it's towards self-love. So in the meantime, focusing in on yourself, and I feel like trusting your intuitive insights, that's going to stop you from trying to either like reach out in the physical or continue to express how you feel in order to get some kind of reaction or movement from them. Trust what you feel on the spiritual level, which is positive movement forward. Okay. Higher self activation. Trust what it is you feel. Okay. I'm going to wrap up this message for you by drawing a card for the outcome, what it is to come. You want to know what the future holds. Universe, please provide clarity on what the future holds, what direction Iris should be going in. Okay, let's see what's coming up here for you for the future. Okay, so we have two major arcanas, the sun energy. So plans that work out perfectly, amazing ideas that lead to rewards and commendations, gratitude for the life, for the blessings of life. and you also have justice coming through. Okay. And because we're kind of tippy toeing around divorce and you two mirroring one another, and I feel like you intuitively know a lot of what they go through, especially what they send you with song synchronicities and the fact that you know that they're in an unhappy marriage and you two may have married each other many times. It's just now it's their turn, so to speak, on opening up their eyes to that. But I do feel a sense of justice. So it says take time to review the details carefully, which is something that they could be doing when they take off this mask and they start questioning their beliefs. You will win in the end. Fair and objective decisions. Okay. And that fair and objective decisions really does stand out in the area of things kind of coming apart, tower moments happening, certain things like contracts breaking apart. And I feel like you know exactly what I mean by that. So this is kind of the energy that's coming there in the background. I feel like the sun card represents that victory that you're feeling in terms of positive movement forward, just expressing yourself in the way that you did and then leaving it at that. I feel was a huge move on your journey. It's caused the most vulnerability for you that's ever happened, and that in itself is, breaking your heart open and, just kind of hoping for the best here. But in the meantime, continue to move forward, because what's happening with your twin is like a slow kind of breaking down of this energy. Just allow it without trying to intervene is probably the strongest message that I'm getting here for you, Iris. Okay, so I do hope that helps in some way. I really appreciate your support over on Hipsy. All right, guys, so let's go ahead and check out some of the other messages that we are getting here. Oh, just give me a second, guys. All right, up next, we do have Sabrina. Hey, Sabrina, thank you so much for checking me out over at Hipsy. So so my mom and I have not spoken in 9 years since she made it clear that she hates my husband and his family and she's disrespected my children. I don't want to make up, but I feel like it's expected of me somehow. She recently sent my older child a birthday card for the first time in years. Too deep written there, which just made my kids ask about her, and I'd really rather not tell them why we don't speak. Anyways, I'm confused on what to do. Okay, so right away, like, I'm getting a lot of messages around like boundaries. Okay, now I intuitively feel like because you haven't spoken in 9 years, what's really happening here, Sabrina, is like reflection, life review. And I feel like that distance has maybe really taken a toll on your mother. I feel like reaching out to your children is a symbol of just missing. Okay, this is someone who has been deeply reflecting for a long time, and also I am picking up on a sense of like karma that's coming through as well. So I'm picking up on a sense of karma here that's coming up for, like, I'm getting hurting you in the past. Like, I'm getting an energy coming from you, Sabrina. It's like, it's one thing to hurt you, but it's like disrespect my kids or hurt my kids. And you really get the cold shoulder from me. So I feel like it's kind of like crossing those boundaries, just kind of bypassing you and then reaching out to your kids. Now, the fact that you're hesitating, I do feel like that hesitation is coming from, like, it's almost like a sense of guilt. But I'm not getting that in a bad way. Like, I feel like a softness in your heart, which is like, I'm confused on what to do. I feel like if you really were like strong, like headstrong on being like, I don't want this person anywhere near me, you would have just continued to be like, no, I'm going to draw that firm boundary. Like, no. But I feel like because the fact that she reached out to your child, it puts you in between a rock and a hard place. And I'm kind of getting that that's what she meant to do, is like reach out in a way where it's like, now you really can't shut her out because now your children are asking. But I'm getting from like the universe to clearly tell you that like this has been ongoing for a long time. And I really do feel like the most important lesson here is just boundaries. It really is just boundaries. I feel like, in your heart of hearts, what she gives and what those experiences were like. But, we can definitely pull a card here and see what the best guidance is for you. But without even drawing a card, I just know that your gut instinct is the right instinct. Your intuitive instincts are the right instincts. It has been 9 years. Are you able to harbor forgiveness in your heart? And if you do find it going down a toxic path again, are you able to pull out that King of Swords energy and say, no, listen, for the betterment of my family, myself, my well-being, this cannot go on. No, I gave it a chance, but no. Or do you know in your heart of hearts that, listen, I don't even want to open up those can of worms? Then it's time to have healthy conversations with your children about why it is you don't speak. Maybe that's something that could be a block there, depending on how old your kids are. And if sometimes we might have to word things differently, or just, not so in not so complex terms, depending on the age of our child. But it's okay to have your children see you drawing healthy boundaries. It's okay to have your children see you expressing yourself and saying and making a decision and saying, okay, this is who this person is. We have not gotten along in the past, and mom knows that it's the best that we, continue moving forward. And have those healthy conversations with them. And if you feel like this is something worth opening up and giving that relationship a chance, still have those healthy conversations around who this person is, and um, why it is you're choosing to move the way that you are. You don't necessarily have to delve right back into a relationship where she's in your space, but you can move slowly. But again, I feel like your gut is already telling you, what you want to do. But boundaries are a big thing. Okay, don't be afraid to be cornered where it has to be black or white. Um, you move with your 2 feet firmly planted in the ground. Remember that energy that you were in 9 years ago, where you knew that there had to be some kind of separation at that point, because making it clear that I don't like your husband and I'm going to disrespect your kids. If you feel like that's something that you cannot live with, then you have every right to separate from that, even if this soul comes into this incarnation in this lifetime as your mother, as your brother, as a child. Like, healthy boundaries are something that all of us learn as souls. Okay, so let's see what your best course of action is, or just general guidance that's coming up for you. Please provide the best guidance for Sabrina on her family situation. Universe, please be clear in your messages. What does Sabrina need to know? Okay, so I'm going to take the two that came face up here that I am drawn to. Okay, so we have a major arcana, which is the Hermit. Okay, so find or be a mentor, take a break from society, a commitment to your spiritual growth. So I feel right away this is your mom's energy coming through, and the fact that maybe she has experienced bouts of Hermit energy, loneliness, taking a break from society, and now it's putting you on a path to maybe trying to commit to your spiritual growth, trying to reach out to others, kind of bypassing you and then reaching out to your child and putting you in a position to now have to explain yourself. I feel like pay attention to that experience. And I don't know why that's coming up for me, but just pay attention to that particular experience. And maybe you say to yourself, if she really wanted to reconnect, maybe she could have reached out to me. Or you can, your gut will tell you, okay, maybe by her doing that, it was just her trying to reconnect. Maybe her trying to commit to her spiritual path and say, okay, it's been 9 years, let me make a gesture and let me, reach out and do something to try to make up for lost time, in a sense. Okay, you're going to be able to tell based off of that intention. Feel into your intuition. Okay, we also have the Four of Cups, or the Four of Summer, here coming out. It says being distracted and failing to see a magical opportunity, taking something or someone for granted, discontentment with life. Okay, so I feel like the cards are revealing a lot about your mom's intentions and energy. She misses you, definitely. She misses the kids, being part of the kids' life. I feel like when she did distance herself from you and, like, your husband and your family, it really, really hurt you. But I feel like you didn't let it stop you from, like continuing to harbor happiness, like even though your kids didn't have their grandma around, you still gave them everything. Maybe your husband and his family tried to give them everything, and maybe she stood at a distance and watched you still like carry on and be happy. And she realized that by sending out that negativity towards you in the first place, it's like this is what she ended up with, which was being distracted and failing to see a magical opportunity, which was being a part of you and your kids' lives, being a part of you and your husband's lives, um, taking someone or something for granted, taking you for granted. And I feel like this is why it's bothering you, Sabrina, because like I feel like again that softness in your heart, it's like you don't really want her to miss out, and that's why you're confused. It's like you want to keep it at a distance, but at the same time you may be picking up on the fact that she is discontented with life. You may often think about her from time to time, that she's missing out on you and you know, the kids, the family, being with you guys, missing seeing the kids grow up. So you know, it's the intentions here I feel coming through in the cards do reflect um, just the original energy that I felt in the beginning, which is someone who, you know, they chose to take a break from something that they now feel regrets over. Okay, so you know, forgiveness is everything. You know, sometimes someone can repeat old patterns, or they may not know how to go about being vulnerable again or breaking the ice. But in this moment, I feel like because you have so much love around you, because you have the love of your husband, your kids, his family, it doesn't take anything from you to, you know, kind of extend an olive branch. And like I said, if you see it kind of taking that path again through this reading, you have the ability to draw those firm boundaries, you know, like you did in the beginning. So I hope that helps in some way in terms of guiding you towards what it is you have to do at this time. Okay. So I'm going to head over back to the live stream just to say hi to some of you. I know Bethany had a question here, wanting to know if you're going in the right direction of your spiritual journey, just any guidance. All right, let's clear out the deck. Okay, Bethany, I know that we have connected many times in the past before. Thank you so much for all of your support. Let's see what's coming up for you in a general sense. Okay, what's coming up for Bethany? Okay, so Princess of Winter, or this is the Page of Swords. Okay, so inquisitive, truthful, realistic, undiplomatic. Okay, so information that can help you, but that which may be also difficult to hear. Speaking the truth with kindness, an indigo child or adult. Okay, so in terms of information that could be difficult to hear, let's see. I don't know what the best way to move forward in a point of feeling overwhelmed in all aspects of my life. So I feel like the difficult part that could be difficult to hear sometimes is like, we don't always have to have it right. Bethany, you know, sometimes like even when we're overwhelmed in all aspects of our life, and I can get there too. Like a lot of the times I will experience just being overwhelmed with, you know, like being a parent or just like managing my own life, like just living on my own, managing my home, sometimes just needing a break. And I feel like the hardest thing to do is to give ourselves permission to do that. And that can be information that's really hard to hear, is that when you're feeling overwhelmed, don't do anything at all. Give yourself one day to just do nothing and tell yourself, like, I'm worthy, I'm lovable, everything is working out for me. You know, like my mom is my rock, guys. Like if like I'll be having like a hard day, and some of the things that she'll tell me, she'll be like, listen, like go outside and like throw your hands up in the air and scream at the universe, thank you for all of my blessings, universe. And she's like, that'll get you out of whatever funk you're in, you know. Like go out and experience just a day of giving yourself grace and permission to just be, deep breathe, be grateful for the fact that you have things like a roof over your head, shelter, food to eat, and all of that dissipates all of that feeling of being overwhelmed. Okay, and again, I feel like sometimes that can be hard to hear. You are an indigo child or indigo adult, so I feel like at this time, if you are overwhelmed, nature is really going to soothe you and to help you. But maybe because you've been overwhelmed, you've just been working extra hard. So sometimes the universe will hit us with feelings feelings of being overwhelmed or like we need a break, because it's actually pushing us in that direction to do that. So as an indigo child or adult, and I think I've told you this before, that you have fairy like energy. So it's really important for you to go out and be there with animals. Animals will whisper creative ideas into your head. If you go and take a walk barefoot through like a path where you can hear lots of birds, talk to your spirit guides, talk to the birds and say, listen, I'm in a funk right now. I feel overwhelmed. Give me some creativity. You know, a lot of the times, like, you know, like, especially like with my mom, she does the craziest things. The neighbors look at her in the backyard like she's insane, because she will be like singing and like chanting and talking to the universe, because it's like what are you going to spend your time doing? Do you want to spend your time manifesting and creating, or feeling a sense of overwhelmed or fear or doubt or worry? So I feel like that's going to be really, really important for you right now, is just to give yourself grace and permission to just be. Okay, so I really hope that helps. Let's see, we have Divine Healing 444. Any advice for your path? So let's find out for you, Divine Healing 444. Universe, please provide clarity for divine healing. Okay, I'm going to cut the deck in half for you as I'm being guided to. Okay, so we do have the 5 of Autumn. Reach out to others for assistance. Okay, so it does say poor timing for a career change or feeling challenged by money issues. So it could be a really good time now to just also, I'm hearing, give yourself a break, allow yourself to grow. Reaching out to others for assistance may be just collaborating right now, divine healing. I feel like something around creativity is coming up for you as well. If you are feeling challenged in any way, and for me, guys, like, you know, money issues, and just sometimes it may not even be the money. Like, it may be like, yeah, you know, the money's coming in, but like as fast as it comes in, it goes. I'm not feeling where I want to be creatively. So now is a really good time to say, okay, let me just stay focused right now on one particular goal, keyword being one. So if there's one thing on your list that you really want to do right now, put a lot of energy or emphasis into that right now, because there's something about when we see the money as the end goal, and then we're dabbling in every single which project just to get to that end goal, it can really make us experience like come and go energy. Okay, so there's something about putting your time or energy into projects that really count, and not necessarily feeling challenged by where the money is going to come from, but more so that you're investing your time and energy wisely into things that bring back peace and happiness to you. And sometimes that's often hard for many of us, because we associate the feeling of money with security. But when like, look at the picture, right? It's like, you know, feeling like you're searching for it, or sometimes even like chasing it. Feel like you deserve it. That's something oftentimes for us, it's hard to practice, or it's hard to do. Okay, but practice an energy of feeling like you deserve it. When you put your time and energy into a project, feel like you deserve to be worthy of a return. Okay, so I hope that helps. Divine Healing 444. Okay, Autumn Pentacles energy. Right now, there could be something around your finances or your passions that need to align. Okay, align making money with things that you feel really good about doing. Okay. Hey, girl. Hey, Justin. We have Giselle. Namaste. Good morning. Thank you for all the beautiful readings. Thank you so much, Queen Bee. Hey, Natasha, any messages for you? Okay, guys, I'm going to be ending this off after Natasha. But guys, I will be doing more lives. Please go and check me out over at hipsy.com because it does allow you to create a profile, and then you guys will get an email giving you a heads up a couple days before I do choose to go. And then when you do the pre-book, it gives me a chance to kind of get into your message. You do get a discount as well if you pre-book before the live hits. And usually when I get your message ahead of time, I kind of sit with it for a bit, and I do also get intuitive insights ahead of doing the reading that I really like to share as well. So hit me up there, okay? So again, this is going to be the last message I'll check into here for Natasha. Let's just see in a general sense what's wanting to come up for you. Okay, so we do have the Prince of Autumn. This is our Knight of Pentacles here, dependable, protective, chivalrous, humorous. Okay, so you're getting messages about action that you're taking, but you're being guided to take caution or be careful about something. Okay, pay attention or pay meticulous attention to the details about something that could be coming up for you. See how he's kind of yielding the wand in his hand there? If you have any kind of major decisions coming up, I'm hearing to take wise action. Now, this could also be a card of just kind of paying closer attention to what's happening around you. Kindness towards others is really going to be an important thing right now. So pay attention to your mood, um, and be extra kind to others. Like, you never know what somebody else is going through. A lot of the times when we can harbor kindness towards others, even in the simplest ways, smiling towards others, being dependable, chivalrous, opening the door for someone. If you see somebody in the grocery line and they just have one item, don't be afraid to offer them to go in front of you. Offer someone a compliment, because all of these are blessings raining down on us all of the time. Okay, so I don't know why this is coming up for you, Natasha, but pay attention to your moods right now and make sure that you're feeling balanced, standing within your own power. And that kindness from you, particularly right now, is really going to go an extra mile for someone. Okay. And it may bring in an unexpected blessing for you. So pay attention, pay extra attention to your surroundings right now. Okay. So, guys, I am going to close off the readings for now. I'm going to go ahead and just refresh Hipsy, make sure nobody else is there. Let's reload that. All right, guys. So that's it for the Hipsy readings. I love you guys so much. Thank you again for supporting me on there and coming out in the live chat and checking me out. Guys, I am also on YouTube memberships as well. So if you guys check me out there, you do get early access to the videos that I do post on YouTube. And I will be doing some live streamings on there, some card pulls as well for those of you who are members. So thanks to those of you again for checking me out there. I love you guys, and I will see you in the YouTube videos. Okay? Take care. Bye, guys.